We're all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
I'm Quentin, in a car park in Padstow once again because of technical reasons, but fingers crossed.
And we are here to talk to you all about what's happened in the Archers so far. We will be covering episodes on Sunday the 26th of May, Monday the 27th and Tuesday the 28th. There will be spoilers. You have been warned. So Quentin, thank you for standing in for Katie. Katie, we do hope you're okay. She's hurt her foot and I think is currently in A&E. So yes, sending hugs and love, Katie, and hope you're okay.
So has Katie gone and put her foot in it then, Philippa? Is that what you're saying?
You've been sitting on that one, haven't you?
Well, I am set, yes.
We do.
We do.
So what did you think of the week so far, Quentin? What do you think of tonight, Tuesday's episode? Faves and flops, tell me everything.
Tonight, it felt like a slowdown, didn't it? It felt like we're going to just have an easy, nice episode after all the horrors of the past few days. So we had Lindy and Robert up in their attic going through some old things. And the notion of a summer-winter furniture rotation, I mean, it's bad enough just getting one set of furniture together. What's she on about? But I like these invocation of honeysuckle and the smells of summer. I thought all that was rather nice. And it's her birthday tomorrow, and she couldn't be happier, could she, than organising a big last-minute event, as she is, this Living History Museum at Ambridge Hall, which she'll just pluck up in a week, which is a stretching things.
If anyone can do it, she can.
Yeah, I know, but it's a big ask, isn't it? And who knew that Chelsea knew all about victory rolls?
Yes. I thought it was some sort of cake to begin with.
Well, it's food, isn't it? But I suppose were you convinced that Chelsea would know that sort of detail? I don't know.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, they'd have covered a lot of styles and a lot of things are coming back in to fashion now. So, yes, why not? Chelsea's brilliant.
Yeah, I like Chelsea's enthusiasm about it. I thought she may go, no, of course I don't want to do that, but good on her. Good on her. Yes, oh God, there've been so many food. Who's writing this week? There've been so many food references. Is it Sarah?
Sarah, the lovely Sarah here. Thank you, Sarah, for all the food. Shall I go through them now, Quentin? You've been counting the seconds for this? I know.
I've been counting the seconds when we don't have to. But why don't I go through?
Here we go.
Why don't I go through what I've spotted, and then you can tell me?
Oh my goodness, we're changing things round. Go on then. Yes.
I mean, I have no interest in this, but because you forced me to prick my ears up. I mean, we had...
Go on then.
We got a horse called Cinnamon, for goodness sake. There you go, there's one.
Yes.
We got Fallon's orange marmalade cake mentioned tonight.
Yeah.
We had Lindy referring to all things from boot leather to carrot cake this evening.
Yes.
Yeah. Sunday, we had Pat throwing a cheese scone at Chelsea to cricket practice. We had jokes about tomatoes from George.
Yeah.
And on Monday we had Jolene asking Vince to try out her bread ale. Yeah. A mention of sourdough and salt chocolate. I defy you to come up with any more food that has been mentioned this week, but I'm sure you can.
Oh yes, let me tell you. We had, in addition to all that you've mentioned, cucumber sandwich, leftover cake, butter, meat, fillet steaks, some food that Lillian was going to order, Filipino food, sandwich, pork chop, blitz baking.
Sorry. Is it finished? Is that it?
There we go. So Thank you, Sarah. That was astonishingly good. The variety of food dishes. Love those script writers, really do. Okay, so let's just go back to Sunday. Pat suddenly had developed skills like a cricket pro and was giving lessons to Chelsea and coming up with the phrase, any moment could be your moment. So Pat now is a cricket pro.
Ridiculous.
I like that. We came across some new characters as well. We said hello to Duke, Oliver's horse. I know it's been mentioned before, but not for a while. And hello, Jason. Is Jason dodgy? And hello, Annie from IT as well. What do you think about Jason? Because Jason was saying, he needs to sell a kidney to afford this ski trip for his twin children. But I thought, well, it sounds like he's been selling many kidneys, livers, rumps, legs already.
I'll get on to Jason in a tick. Can I just talk about the cricket briefly? Because I'm sorry, and I'll probably get in a lot of trouble here, but I'm not convinced that Tracy's Tigers would have beaten the fellas after having played cricket for such a short period of time. I'm sorry. I mean, Chelsea rocked up saying she didn't even know how to field or anything. She's on rubbish. She gets chucked one scone by Parrott, and she's a brilliant fielder.
No.
Sorry.
Goodness,
I thought it was ticking, a bit of box ticking there. Always sisters before misters and all this. Come on.
Very dare you. No, but did you notice that instead of...
I will dare. I just wasn't convinced. I'm sorry. I mean, Chelsea's barely played the game.
It's girl power.
And then we had Harrison. You know, Tracy gets a hat-trick. Good on her. And then we have Harrison explaining what a hat-trick is. I mean, please, come on. That was a flop for me. The hat-trick explanation.
No,
I'm sorry. No, I just... No, it didn't ring true.
I need hat-tricks because, to me, cricket is rounders. That's what it is. Just I can imagine... With a bigger T.
No, I can imagine Tracy getting a hat-trick. But it was the explanation. It had to be sort of ladled onto us. I think most people know what a hat-trick is. But, Chelsea rocks up. I'm rubbish at cricket. I can't field, I can't bat. And then suddenly she's a star and Pat's an incredible coach and they've won the trophy. No, sorry. Not convinced.
Just while we're on the trophy, the Mark Hebden trophy, normally it's for the single wicket competition. So I was interested that it was something called T20, that is a shorter, quicker thing. For those who don't know, we should just, because we've got people listening to this podcast who have only recently started listening to The Archers, and obviously those who've listened for a long time. Mark Hebden, so Kenton's twin sister Shula was originally married to Mark Hebden, and he is the father of their son Daniel. He died, unfortunately, in a car accident swerving to avoid a horse. And this was a trophy set up to sort of honour his name and in remembrance. So there you go on that. Okay, can we go to Jason now?
Yeah, Jason. Right, Jason. He's a dodgy geezer. I'm a bit worried that there is a Horizon IT scandal brewing at Casey Meets. Somebody described him as the steak stealer. I think Jason is the steak stealer. He's short of money. He's got to pay for his daughter's skiing trip. And I think he's nicking meat so he doesn't have to pay for food. That is my theory. I'm amazed that there are yet more twins in Ambridge. How many more twins can there be? Named Lena and Tiana. I mean, can we not name some twins with such wacky names? So we got a father of twins talking to a twin, Freddie, and no village could have as many twins as that. I speak as an identical twin, but Jason's dodgy. He's bad news.
Well, either he is dodgy or it's the most massive red herring that they're giving us to sort of lead us up in the wrong direction. I wonder actually if it's Anna in IT.
Who's Anna?
Or Annie in IT.
Annie
in IT was referred to.
What, by Vince?
Yes,
yes. Yes, you're right.
I think it's her. I think
Do you?
She's fudging the numbers. Well, Jason just seems too obvious. Well, even though Freddie can't and Vince haven't realised. It's quite obvious to us listening. So, I don't know. You know me, always overthinking.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when he was inadvertently putting his foot in it with Freddie about the Lower Loxley stuck-up owners.
I hope that's not going to be held against Freddie, that he didn't tell the truth on that. You know, what if Jason turns nasty and knows marking?
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that section. Very, very awkward for our dear Freddie, but he's trying to do his best. Freddie's a nice chap, and he's trying to get him extra shifts. But I think Jason is up to no good. There you go.
We will find out now. Poor Lillian is running the stable single-handedly. She's doing everything that Alice was doing and her own work as well. And it seems Alice wasn't exactly up on the old paperwork.
No.
So poor Cinnamon, the horse, is not well. I worry about Cinnamon. Thank goodness Jacob was on hand.
Inflammations of pus. That was lovely, wasn't it? Tea time listening. So they're on a biosecurity alert. The last thing we need, said Lillian. So, that's more to lay at Alice's door by the sounds of it, as if she has any more lintel left. I need to go back to Sunday, if you don't mind. Can we go back to Sunday?
Oh, you are dotting about a bit today.
I am, because...
Sorry, everyone. Bear with.
Well, we are looking at 3 days. One of our followers, Georgie Hill-Jones, has come up with a great new catchphrase, I think. He referred to the Fallison scenes, the scenes between Fallon and Harrison. I like that. And I was going to ask you about what you made of the reference to, they call it the Hedgehog poem. It's actually The Mower by Philip Larkin.
Yeah.
So I bet you went off and read that, didn't you?
Well, I thought it was lovely, but Sarah, who's as we've already said, the scriptwriter this week, is a poet herself. So I love the sort of the symmetry of her choosing a poem and this particular poem. What did you think? It was definitely a fave for me. Was it a fave for you?
Well, I went off and read it because I thought you would, and I thought it was. It was a good device, wasn't it, to get them talking? But the last two stanzas of this, it's all about somebody mowing a lawn who accidentally kills a hedgehog. And he writes, "Next morning I got up, and it did not. The first day after a death, the new absence is always the same. We should be careful of each other. We should be kind while there is still time." Now, I thought it was interesting how Harrison picked out "we should be careful of each other." And then rather pointedly, I thought Fallon said "we should be kind while there is still time." And I was wondering if Fallon was actually making more of a point, saying, look, if we carry on like this, we ain't got much more time together. So I thought it worked on all sorts of levels. But she did concede that the end is beautiful. She said almost hopeful. So there is sort of the prospect of them somehow coming up with some way of getting over this huge hurdle that they're both facing. So, interesting that. I thought it was nicely done. Yeah.
Fallon's behaviour earlier on in Sunday's episode was my flop. You know, she was like the happiness sucker-upperer, and she just seemed so...
what was she doing then?
Unsupportive of Harrison, not going along to support him, not even wanting... Oh, email me the poem. I don't want to hear it. I'm too busy. Yeah. I felt sorry for Harrison with that. My other flop was George's joke about tomatoes. What did you think?
God, was this the one about ketchup, that one?
Yes, but Quentin, here we go. If I were a farmer, how would I measure my height? From my head to my toes.
How much longer have we got on this podcast? And that's a wrap.
Not much at all. Yes, so let's go straight. Well, I found it funny anyway. Well, shows how little sleep I'm having at the moment.
Yes.
Let's go to your star of the week. Who was your star of the week and why?
I've struggled this week, but I've decided to give it to the wonderful Tracy, because I thought her sheer glee at being given the vice captaincy back was fantastic, and her shameless self-promotion in getting it. She went out and gave it to her. She said, "I'd be brilliant, skilled, dedicated. You'd be lucky to have me." I thought, that's classic Tracy. She gets star of the week from me. Yes, I did enjoy that. Close second would be Chelsea, with her wonderful enthusiasm for wanting to get involved with this living history. But no, it goes to Tracy, the victorious captain of Tracy's Tigers.
Well, my second choice, close second, actually was Vince, because he's so he's got so much empathy. He's picking up on people looking pale and are they okay, and checking on people. He really does have much to commend him. But my star of the week has to go to Pat for her incredible cricket lessons and for giving Harrison immediately. That was
good.
There was no second to think. Yes, well done, Pat. Let's come on to your predictions, Q. Tell me.
Well, this one's borrowed. I can't remember who suggested this, but I thought, oh, that's interesting. Somebody has suggested that, this whole mystery about Rochelle. Does she exist? Is she in the village? Where is she? What's she up to? Blah, blah, blah. And there's a new theory. And the theory is that Rochelle is a trans man. And that's who slammed the door in Mick's face.
You have nicked that from our Facebook group. That was on our Facebook group.
Is that where I saw it?
You've directly nicked it. You need to apologise to whoever you've nicked it from.
I said it was borrowed. I said it was borrowed. I've seen it. I've conceded that. If you wind back this tape, you will see I said I've borrowed it. But I think it's interesting.
Yes, but not directly from our Facebook group. I thought it was very interesting as well, but I thought I'd come up with my own highly accurate predictions. The first one being that we're going to have a new private investigator firm, Casey and Pargeter, where they actually don't solve any cases whatsoever, even when they're very obvious. And the other one is that Harrison is so into poetry now, he's going to become the next poet laureate after Simon Armitage. I think that's it. Oh, and here's a poem he might write. My uniform's kept in my locker. I'm far from all right, cocker.
That's going to make him poet laureate, is it?
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Shall we leave it to...
Not going to make me, that's for sure.
He's no Larkin.
And neither am I. Anyway, next week there will be no interview. We're having a summer break, but these Tuesday night episodes will continue until the second half of June, when we're just taking a couple of weeks off then. I'll be on with Katie next week. We've got a Patreon event 3rd of July. Do subscribe and give us a review if you don't mind. That would be wonderful. And before we go, we just need to say for tomorrow, happy birthday, Linda.
Yes. Happy birthday, Lindy.
So it's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me in a car park in Padstow. Goodbye.